How's it going, everybody? Raising Hell here, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about the Year of the Gobbler update to Don't Starve Together. First off, there is a new shrine that you can build called the Gobbler Shrine. It requires 8 gold nuggets and 2 boards, and you're going to have to give it a berry bush before you can actually use it. Once you have activated it, it will work as a crafting tab for the following items: the red firecrackers, the red lantern, the lucky fan, the lucky beast head, the lucky beast body, and the lucky beast tail. Now, all of these are items that are purchased through that tab while at the Gobbler Shrine using lucky gold nuggets. You might be wondering, how do you get a hold of lucky gold nuggets? Well, first you have to get a hold of a red pouch. How do you get a hold of a red pouch? Well, you have to get one from a gobbler. So as the name of this update suggests, the gobblers are featured quite heavily in it. So gobblers drop red pouches, and each one contains a single lucky gold nugget, as I mentioned before, in one of 2 ways. One, by eating off the ground. If a gobbler eats food off the ground, then it immediately drops a red pouch. After dropping a pouch, that gobbler won't be able to drop another pouch for a full in-game day. The second method is by killing the gobbler. If a gobbler has not yet dropped a pouch within the last full in-game day, then there is a 10% chance that it will drop one when killed. So really, there is no point in killing a gobbler that's already given you a pouch within the last game day or so, because it won't be dropping another pouch within that time frame. During this event, the gobbler spawn chance when picking berry bushes is tripled from 10% to 30%, according to some math that other players have done on this. And also, gobblers are attracted towards the Gobbler Shrines that are within around 6 distance. The Gobbler Shrine, after being built, it needs to be given a berry bush. As I mentioned before, any type works to function. If no gobblers are present within the 16 radius, a functioning shrine will during daytime spawn a single gobbler from a random pickable, not diseased, smoldering, or on fire berry bush that is within 8 radius of the shrine, so within half the radius. So, once you have access to your lucky gold nuggets, what do? Well, you go to the Gobbler Shrine, and a new tab on your crafting menu called the Offerings tab will appear. Now, much like the ancient pseudoscience crafting bench, you actually have to be standing next to this one, as none of these can actually be prototyped. First off, we have the red firecrackers. These can be purchased for 1 lucky gold nugget. Apparently, they just, you set them on fire with a torch or a lighter, and they just sparkle. They're essentially firecrackers. I and nobody else that I'm aware of has found a way to do anything useful with them. They appear to be cosmetic by and large, but the cost is relatively low as well, so it's kind of what you expect. The second one is the red lantern, which can be acquired in exchange for 3 lucky gold nuggets, also at the Gobbler Shrine. It can be equipped in your character's hand slot, and it does produce light. But while you can use it sort of like a lantern, it does not produce nearly as much light as regular lanterns, but it lasts a lot longer. It also cannot be refilled. As you can see, farming up lucky gold nuggets to get some red lanterns to place around your base could actually be a pretty tangible goal in the end, because it's relatively cheap and it's relatively useful in the long term. The next item is the lucky fan. It can be acquired at the Gobbler Shrine, once again, in exchange for 3 lucky gold nuggets. When used, it will summon a whirlwind that destroys nearby structures and causes damage to nearby mobs. So it appears to be sort of a combination between a weather pane and the luxury fan. I can't say for sure exactly how much it cools my character, and I've never frozen myself with it. And by and large, it tends to do a lot more damage than good, because unlike the weather pane, you're not able to direct it really anywhere. You just simply spawn it. It spawns the tornadoes wherever your actual character is standing. So, be careful where you stand with this. And I also think this item has fairly good potential for griefing in non-PvP games because of how it deals damage. Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see how it goes. The last one is 3 different pieces of the Lucky Beast costume. These can be worn by 3 different players. They cost the most, and they're probably, in my opinion, they're probably the weakest offerings here due to the cost. But when they're worn as hats, the dance emote will be replaced with a different animation, and while you're dancing, your character will enjoy a constant sanity bonus. Now, these costume pieces only last 8 minutes. So in other words, they last what would be the equivalent of an in-game day. And even with all 3 players as part of the Lucky Beast, you're only going to be generating a total of plus 20 sanity per minute. So that's a total of 160 sanity per costume, providing you get together with a couple other players to actually do this. Once again, like I said, given the cost and how easy it is really just to regenerate sanity, and how sanity is largely a non-issue for anybody who is even intermediate at the game, I don't see this being anything other than a fun cosmetic diversion. Last but not least, a new critter called the Giblet was added. The Giblet is a juvenile version of the Gobbler. Much like any other critter, they will follow the player around. They do not deal damage, and they will not receive damage. The only way to actually get rid of one is by taking it back to the rock den and choosing to abandon it. You can craft it while at the rock den for the price of a feather hat and a trail mix. So that is a brief rundown on the Year of the Gobbler update. If you have any additional questions about this update, feel free to let me know in the comment section below as always. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.